People often ask me what the nervous system actually is. Is it neuroscience, nervous system work, nutrition, education, emotional regulation, or something else? The answer is it's all of these things, but not as separate parts. My work is about understanding how the brain and nervous system function as a whole system and what happens when that system is overloaded, unsupported, or stuck in survival. Why symptoms aren't the starting point. Why don't I start with symptoms, diagnosis, or behaviours? Because symptoms are never the root, they're the signal. Whether someone is experiencing anxiety, shutdown, emotional overwhelm, learning difficulties, chronic stress, or behavioural challenges, those experiences are expressions of how the nervous system is coping. So, what actually happens when the nervous system isn't regulated? When the brain perceives threat, whether that threat is emotional, physical, or relational, or ongoing stress, it prioritizes survival. And when survival is prioritized, regulation, digestion, learning, emotional flexibility, focus, and connection all take a back seat. Why can't people just think differently, push through, or use willpower? Because cognition sits on top of physiology. You cannot think your way out of a nervous system that feels unsafe. The brain has to experience safety before it can access reflection, insight, learning, or change. So, how does all this work fit together? The books, the courses, the bundles, the training. I don't see my work as individual products. I see it as an ecosystem. Different entry points for different nervous systems at different stages of readiness. So, what does it mean in practice? Some people begin with a book, something gentle, accessible, non overwhelming. Others need a short course to understand what's happening in their brain. Some are already dysregulated and need a nervous system reset before they can take in anything else. Why did I create the Brain Reset Bundle? Because when the nervous system is overloaded, people don't need more information, they need stabilization. The bundle is designed to calm the system first, restore rhythm, and reduce internal noise so learning and healing can actually happen. The role of the glymphatic system. So, why do I talk about the glymphatic system at all? Because the brain needs to clear metabolic waste in order to function properly. Sleep, movement, hydration, breathing, regulation all influence this process. When the brain isn't clearing efficiently, people experience fog, fatigue, emotional reactivity, and reduced resilience. But why is nutrition part of this conversation? Because the brain is metabolically demanding. It cannot regulate, repair, or adapt without the raw materials it needs. This isn't about dieting, it's about supporting normal brain function. Is this work just for children or just for adults? Well, it's for nervous systems. Children, adults, neurodivergent individuals, parents, educators, practitioners, anyone whose brain is adapting to stress, demand, or change. And what makes this work different from self-help or mindset work? This work doesn't ask people to fix themselves. It doesn't shame coping strategies. It explains why the nervous system adapted the way it did, how to restore the conditions needed for regulation and resilience. So why do I say regulation isn't a luxury? Because without regulation, emotions come out sideways as shutdown, aggression, addiction, anxiety, disconnection, or repeating the same old patterns in relationships. Regulation isn't foundational, it's survival. Sorry, regulation is foundational, it's survival. So what do I actually want people to take away from this? that nothing is wrong with them. Their nervous system adapted intelligently to the conditions it was in, and with the right support, education and safety, it can adapt again. This work is about restoring safety, clarity and capacity, one nervous system at a time.